She walked out of her house that morning like any other teenager, laughing, confident, already thinking about her senior year and the pictures she was about to take. There was nothing unusual about that day, nothing that hinted it would be her last. A quick trip to the salon, a stop for gas, a few social media posts, and then silence. By midnight, her bed was still perfectly made. Her phone stopped responding, her laughter gone. Within hours, a tight-knit Virginia community would be gripped by fear. Within days, police would uncover disturbing clues: an abandoned car, a grainy surveillance clip, and a man with a tattoo that would soon become infamous. This is the tragic case of Alexis Murphy. Alexis Tierra Murphy was born in Charlottesville, Virginia, and raised in a loving family who described her as vibrant, athletic, and endlessly kind. She was the kind of girl who could walk into a room and light it up instantly. A senior at Nelson County High School, she was captain of the volleyball team and looking forward to college. Her future wasn't uncertain, it was bright. She was also active online, constantly sharing moments from her life. Friends remember her dancing in short videos, laughing in selfies, and updating everyone about where she was headed next. If social media fame had been what it is today, many believe she would have been one of those rising young stars. But Alexis had one quality that stood out above everything else. She was friendly. Extremely friendly. The type of person who would talk to anyone, help anyone, trust easily. And sometimes, in a world that isn't always kind, that openness can be dangerous. On August 3, 2013, Alexis woke up excited. She had senior pictures coming up and wanted to get her hair done. Her mother gave her money for the salon, and Alexis left home driving her father's white Nissan Maxima. She was headed toward Lynchburg, about 20 minutes away. She even posted online about her plans that day. Nothing seemed unusual, nothing raised alarms. But after that post, her digital footprint stopped. At first, her family wasn't worried. Teenagers get busy. Phones die. Plans change. But midnight came and went. Alexis had a curfew, and she wasn't someone who casually ignored it. When her grandmother checked her room shortly after midnight, the sight was chilling. The bed hadn't been touched. She hadn't come home. Within minutes, panic replaced patience. Her parents contacted authorities, and Alexis was reported missing. From the very beginning, something felt wrong. Alexis had no reason to run away. She wasn't struggling in school. She wasn't fighting with her family. She was preparing for her future. Police quickly dismissed the runaway theory. The search began immediately. Social media exploded with posts about her disappearance. Friends, classmates, strangers, everyone shared her photo. Volunteers began organizing searches. Investigators started retracing her steps. Surveillance footage led detectives to a gas station in Lovingston, Virginia. On camera, Alexis appeared calm. She pumped gas. She walked inside. She seemed completely at ease. But as she exited the store, a man held the door open for her. At first glance, it seemed ordinary, a simple gesture of politeness. But investigators noticed something unusual. A large, dark tattoo on the side of the man's neck. He was wearing a white shirt. And outside, parked nearby, was a camouflaged SUV that stood out immediately. It wasn't much, but it was something. Days passed. Then came a breakthrough. On August 6th, Alexis's father's white Nissan Maxima was found abandoned in a movie theater parking lot. Surveillance footage showed someone parking it late at night. The video was grainy, black and white, difficult to enhance. But one thing was clear. The person exiting the car was not Alexis. It appeared to be a man. Meanwhile, investigators tracked Alexis's phone. The signal led them near an overgrown property about a mile from the gas station. Nearby, partially hidden in vegetation, was a camouflaged vehicle matching the one seen on camera. It belonged to 48-year-old Randy Taylor. When detectives approached his camper, they immediately noticed the tattoo on his neck. The same one visible in the gas station footage. Inside the camper, officers observed something concerning almost instantly: a diamond stud earring on the floor. Alexis had worn similar jewelry. There were strands of black hair. A broken fingernail, items that suggested a struggle. Everything was collected for testing. Initially, Randy denied knowing Alexis. He claimed he'd never seen her. But when DNA results confirmed the hair and fingernail belonged to her, his story changed. Now he claimed Alexis had come to his camper with another man. He described this mysterious individual as having dreadlocks and going by the name Damien. According to Randy, they came looking for illegal substances, had a drink, and left happily together. Investigators tracked down the alleged Damien. He was in Alabama at the time of Alexis's disappearance. Completely verified. No connection. The lie unraveled quickly. Randy Taylor was arrested on suspicion of abduction. As police dug deeper, more disturbing details surfaced. Gas station employees described Randy as someone who loitered in his vehicle for hours, staring at customers, making people uncomfortable, watching. A search warrant for his camper revealed even darker evidence. Under a couch, officers found the same white shirt seen in surveillance footage. Wrapped inside were black hair extensions and fake eyelashes items Alexis had worn that day. On the shirt was a large reddish stain. DNA testing confirmed it belonged to Alexis. Police also discovered a disturbing scrapbook filled with altered photos of young girls' faces, pasted onto provocative images. It offered a glimpse into a deeply troubling mindset. Alexis's phone was located near his property. The evidence was overwhelming. But there was one devastating complication: Alexis herself had not been found. Without a body, prosecutors faced the challenge of proving murder in court. Still, they moved forward. In early 2014, Randy Taylor was formally charged with first-degree murder, felony murder, and abduction with intent to defile. He pleaded not guilty. During trial, prosecutors presented DNA evidence, surveillance footage, forensic findings, and witness testimony. The defense attempted to introduce doubt, even attempting to shift suspicion onto another convicted criminal in Virginia at the time, Jesse Matthew. But DNA ruled him out completely in Alexis's case. On May 8, 2014, Randy Taylor was found guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to 2 life terms in prison. Justice, at least in a legal sense, had been served. But for Alexis's family, something was still missing. Her body. Years passed. The uncertainty weighed heavily. Without physical closure, grief lingers differently. It hovers. It questions. It refuses to settle. Then, in December 2020, more than 6 years later, human remains were discovered in Livingston, not far from where Alexis was last seen. In February 2021, they were positively identified as Alexis Murphy. Medical examiners concluded she had been smothered. Evidence suggested she had fought back. The broken nails and hair extensions weren't random. They were signs of resistance. Her life had been taken in the very place investigators first suspected. In June 2021, on what would have been her 25th birthday, a celebration of life was held in her high school football stadium. Hundreds gathered. Balloons lifted into the sky. Tears mixed with memories. Her family created a memorial garden, a quiet place filled with flowers and reflection. And somehow, through unimaginable pain, they chose resilience. Alexis left home for something ordinary. A salon appointment, gas for the car, a typical teenage afternoon. She never imagined someone was watching, waiting. This case is haunting not because it happened in a dark alley or during a risky situation. It happened in daylight, at a gas station, during a normal day. It forces a terrifying question. How many moments in our own lives feel ordinary until they're not? And while Randy Taylor will spend the rest of his life behind bars, there remains an uncomfortable truth about cases like this. Evil doesn't always announce itself. It doesn't always look monstrous. Sometimes it holds the door open for you. If this story moved you, share it. Remember her name. Because behind every headline is a life that mattered. And before you go, consider this: how many other cases out there still sit in silence, waiting for someone to connect the final clue? I'll see you in the next story.